Thanks, Clayton. Well, here's an excuse you may not have heard before. A federal court has ruled that Eden Carey Hernandez, an illegal immigrant living here in the United States, cannot be deported despite a felony conviction because he is a transgender and might face abuse if returned to Mexico. Will this decision encourage more illegal immigrants to seek asylum here in the U.S.? Doesn't make any sense at all. Here to weigh in, President of Judicial Watch, Tom Fenton. Tom, it's great to see you this morning.
Hey, Tucker, how are you?
So, I'm great. The argument, as I understand it, is that this person just doesn't like living in Mexico. It's tougher to live in Mexico than it is in the United States. And so despite the fact he's got a felony conviction, he has to stay here. Is that the argument as you see it?
Well, he's comparing it to being tortured. And there's allegations of rape from Mexican authorities. And obviously there's nothing official going on. And it's probably terrible for him because of his transgendered status. But it sounds to us like an excuse rather than a reason for not being deported back to Mexico. And, you know, we can have sympathy for these individuals and think they need some type of treatment and help. But when you look at this decision, it's an ideological decision. It's really not based on law. It spends a lot of time yelling at the lower courts who are considering this for not buying into the way of thinking that transgenders have, that you need to call them he rather than she, or vice versa, depending on the sex. It's a little bit crazy, and you know, it may be fine if you're, you know, someone like Bruce Jenner and that point of view, but there's really no basis in law for that, to give this benefit of the doubt or this extra special treatment to someone who's violated law. The Obama administration is very friendly to individuals who are transgendered, who are illegal immigrants. They provide them taxpayer-funded hormone treatments, special accommodations. So the fact that they were thinking of deporting this person shows you just how bad it was in terms of the other criminal activity. The drunk driving incidents resulted in people getting hurt.
Yeah, well, this is a convicted felon. Again, I guess it's the favoritism that really stands out in this case. If this guy were claiming, and I totally sympathize with him, by the way, I'd rather live in the United States than Mexico too, but if he were saying that, you know, I'm a passionate evangelical and I'm opposed to abortion or something, and I don't want to live in Mexico because I'm persecuted for my religious views, do you think he'd get asylum? Of course not.
No,
it's that he's in a favored group.
And we're talking about conventions against torture. When you think of torture, you think of governments arresting you and torturing you, not someone in a socially disadvantaged group, for sure, who's subject to discrimination and physical attacks, and however terrible, just as being part of the nation, just that are unofficial. This is nothing official. The Mexican government doesn't have an official policy like this, or even an unofficial policy like this. And so, again, it's just another reason for more illegal aliens to come in and claim this type of protection. You know, we've seen asylum-seeking aliens, or at least the number of aliens seeking asylum, skyrocket during the Obama administration, and certainly with the border surge over the last few years, and these are one of the reasons why.
So if you're unhappy in your country, U.S. taxpayers have a moral obligation to let you in and pay for your sex change. I don't think anybody ever asked U.S. taxpayers what they think of that, unfortunately. Tom Fenton.
No, this is one of the unofficial changes to immigration policy that aren't approved by Congress.
Or approved by the American people. No one asked our view. Tom, thanks for coming on.
Thanks, Tucker.
Good to see you this morning.